Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is Valorant Wednesdays, which I know we are all over the moon about. Usually so excited, usually my favorite part of the week. So I'm a huge Valorant guy, as you all know. Now, we have quite the matchup for us today. It's the Trojans Academy versus the Northern Kentucky University team. I'm actually just pulling up the two teams' records as we speak right now because it's been quite the matchup, and we saw the Academy team battling through quite the game. Would have been 2 weeks ago now, as we last week covered varsity in what turned into nothing short of a marathon. That would be our longest stream on record, 3.5 hours. So pulling up the Academy team here. They did earn themselves a 1 week bye, it looks like. They're coming off a loss on March 18th against the Durham Lords, but they have multiple wins in the last couple games. 3 in the last 4, which is awesome. 2 of those, they won 2 of their last 3 in the Swiss. So in round robin right now, they are 1-1. This being the third and arguably most important game when it comes to round robin rules. So a lot at stake for sure. Plenty to be concerned about, or not concerned about, but rather excited, which is always a fantastic time. We are basically just waiting for our game invite here, which is not a problem. Patience is one of my many virtues. Just to share a little bit, it's my last week here on Practicum, and since this all seems to be going according to plan, we just got the lobby code as well, which is perfect. If all goes according to plan, this would be one of my last government-mandated esports streams, so to speak. And what a blast it's been over the last month. We've watched... we got to see a base race in League of Legends. Jamie and Cam rocked, 4 straight Overwatch streams where, the Overwatch teams did amazing. And I don't know if we actually saw them lose over the month that I was in charge of this stream. Speaking of which, there is our invitation. Let us get into the party and onto the observers. There's us. So, re-meet your Trojans. Virgie, Electrocute, Meliodas, Say Less, and Brazilian Baddie all poised and ready to go, and they are up against a very formidable Northern Kentucky University team. It's Tuna, along with Cody, Sydney, Big Mac, and future president. We are ready to go, just handing off a couple of informations over to opponent... or not opponent, that's our coach, Coach Rizwan, in the building for your Academy team. And man, the Academy team being on location, even being able to make it in today is fantastic. The city was absolutely buffeted with snow today, on a ridiculous level. And so yeah, making the commutes out today slightly dangerous, but that's okay. We saw one of the big long buses here in the city, one of those guys actually hit a jackknife, which crazy to see. So more often than not, the city is hit with such ferocious snow, and I feel like we're rarely ready for it. But either way, one thing we are ready for, Trojans Academy action, which is due to kick off momentarily here. Just dealing with a bit of a tech issue on Northern Kentucky side, so I'll make you a deal. I'll put this stream on the BRB setting, and we will check back in once we're inside the map. Map 1 today being Breeze. Or actually, before I do that, let me just fill you in on what's going on. Breeze was picked, and the Trojans elected to go defense first, with map 2 being split. They will be playing attack on round 2, so it's the defenders for your Trojans up first. So let's step aside for just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Trojans fans, we are back in the building, and the matchup is spicy as promised. It is a nice little composition here. We want to remind you folks at home, it was the Yoru, who's quite the popular duelist on both the academy and varsity teams, and he received quite the nerf in Valorant's most recent update. And if you remember, last week's stream was also the source of a couple tech stoppages, which we hope to fully avoid today. But a quick agent overview. It's ElectroCute, who's gone on the Astra. There's been many conversations about the preference towards Astra and Omen. Obviously, when Astra's placing down the abilities tree, enters a vulnerable state in which, if you're peeked around the wrong corner, you can be defenseless in every sense of the word. Virgie abandons the Yoru picks in favor of the Neon, which is very exciting. Who else do we have rocking right now? The reason the game didn't look smooth is I wasn't tabbed in. Meliodas going with the Jet, ever present and an omnipotent threat is the Jet character, and Meliodas does an excellent job. Both Meliodas and Virgie, by the way, the word I'm looking for is improving their stats, their rank, I should say. If you notice in the transition screen there and at the beginning, it was both of them up to Diamond 3, which is, that's fantastic. I'm struggling down in whatever rank I'm in, so don't worry about it. Barriers down, things about to pop off, and future president is approaching this area oh so quietly. It's going to be a reveal, and so we'll see what kind of pressure. Interesting to see that there wasn't an immediate flood after the reveal. And actually, team's kind of stagnant here, maybe a little too aware of this flank. See Brazilian Batty holding things down through this little elbow area. He's going to happen onto the body of Big Mac, and Big Mac will land a shot as well. Future President was on. There's a couple shots from Virgie. Those won't land. And it's a slow infiltration onto the site. Smoke's starting to drop. Say less. Voiding. Saw a couple of those shots from Virgie. Say less takes the peek. Can't find the shots he's looking for. Looks like bomb's going to get dropped here.
Spike planted.
Virgie and Sayles are going to choose to do this corner together. Nice shots, both players. There's 3 from Virgie. Nice work. Now it's future president and Virgie alone.
I'm out of here.
And here's what the screen looks like for Virgie. So tough to see where the enemy might be. Oh, and it was just behind the wall, and that's an early shot. Nice take for the Kentucky team. That's some excellent work there.
Jet has nothing on me. I got her.
So with Kentucky taking the first, it is going to be the save round for the Trojans. And we'll see if this team decides to run it back to the same site. I do feel like teams like to kind of default towards the, how would you call this? The flip-flop site choice, where you hit one site and then immediately hit the other site. But teams on the other side have a lot to look out for. Here's Virgie's going to try and land some shots. Brazilian Batty and company landed some of their own, and it's Big Mac cleaning up with the triple. So Trojans falling in numbers. With only Say less to deal with, he manages to duck behind, avoiding
Spike planted.
the Sova Dart, which is good timing, and he's going to try and take as many of these Northern Kentucky players with him, and it's excellent shots from Big Mac, and Big Mac is one of these players we're going to have to keep an eye on early in this game as he jumps out to a 5-1 record. Excellent work, and we're going to hop back on with the Trojans and figure out what they're going to do as an answer for this bonus round. They'll take their defensive positions, and I have to wonder which site this Northern Kentucky team will feel most comfortable running down. Slow creep towards the B site, and you'll notice the Trojans left this site available deciding to play off-site. Actually running into more of a flank formation here. And Electrocute holding down the A site all on their lonesome. Here's some of the approaching footsteps. First touch on it is going to be who? Let's find out. Meliodas, Virgie. Sydney dropping Virgie. Couple players about to peek. President doesn't get the shot he's looking for. Tuna follows up with a couple shots. Meliodas taking damage. Meliodas tries to follow up. There's a second. Say Less alone on site now. Tuna picked up the double on the Spectre, and it's a full clean for the Kentucky team. Off the backs of Big Mac and some of his early play. And so when it comes to trying to mitigate some of the site pushes for the Trojans, one thing that they have going for them, and they're excellently coached, by the way, they love to try different things. Now, it can be difficult because, you know, you only have so many limited options on a two-site map for defense compositions, but they're going to be a little more active with the smokes, it sounds like. And maybe with some of the early peaks, as you can see, Future President took a little bit of damage from the Marshall shot of Meliodas, which Meliodas and I have the same skin on this Marshall. That's exciting. Enemy Viper Wall is going to drop, and I wonder if Future President's going to jiggle himself over here, and he will! Too much confidence for Future President. That Sova Dart a little bit too low to gain proper info, but you can hear that it was highlighting Say Less multiple times. So he gets hit with the blind, has to move, couldn't fire off the Bucky in time. Absolute lovely work from Big Mac, who seems to have quite the trigger finger. Now he's got to do what he can to avoid this owl drone. Here's what it sounds like from Meliodas. That popped out. Big Mac caught him through the smoke. But now it's Brazilian Batty on site, and you can see he doesn't have the hardware to keep up. He will, however, run right into the weapon of Brazilian Batty. Now it's Electrocute who's got to take as many of these players with her as possible. But wise to that fact is the Kentucky team, and they'll take a 4th round in a row. So dropping the bonus, and now up against the ropes are the Trojans. And they'll have to try and string some together, much to the dismay of the YouTube chat. Full buys for the Trojans. Interesting to see all Vandals as well, not a single player electing to go for the Phantom. And it looks like Kentucky sent a lone player over towards the B site. Meliodas not... pardon me, sorry. Meliodas not at the site where the bomb is going to be. That falls on Electrocute and company. See how close Virgie is. Meliodas picked up a kill. Gonna try and follow up with another, and he will. That's a double for him. Triple through the smoke! Oh my goodness. Oh, that was nasty. That was nasty. And you can see that Electrocute has kind of made her way over to mid, which has left things woefully unguarded for Cody. But you can see as soon as that Sova Dart goes off, Trojans aren't actually privy to the fact that it's happened, but now that Spike's down, you'll see all those characters floating towards it. The only person still potentially in a bit of a fight. Ooh, nice shots from Electrocute through mid. So now it's Meliodas on with Virgie. Taking a couple shots. Meliodas trying to follow up. Cody's down to half health. Now on the other side, Say Less. He'll follow up with the kill. Nice work from Say Less. Taking fist bumps from the team, and Trojans are on the board. Excellent work. Digging their heels in. Off the backs of a couple nice shots from Meliodas. Some follow through from Virgie, and a nice cherry on top kill for Say Less. And really liking the Astra's play early here. Good use of utility, making sure that info's hard to get, and Trojans did an excellent job of just picking people off from distance. Meliodas getting things started. Trojans taking up defenses here, and of course Kentucky more than enough money to run back another buy round, and let's see how quickly they pull this one off. The future president was already there. Electrocute missed a couple of the shots by Pixel. Oh, pops forward, and Electrocute got caught using the utility there. And now the Viper's pit will go down, and Trojans have their work cut out for them on the 5th round. Your only hope is to try and maybe ping some people with the Sova Dart. There was one. And try and pick people off as they get confident and leave the smoke. Say less. He's on board. You can hear some of the footsteps drawing the ire of some of these Kentucky players. Firing some shots through the other way. None of those are going to land. Players waiting just outside the smoke. You can see that key right there. Popped through. Couldn't land any shots. Missing. There's more. Pops in the smoke. Now it's all to Virgie. He's going to pick up one. Tries to pick up a second. Oh, and there's Tuna. Bomb's starting to tick now, and you have to wonder what Virgie can do to make it worth it. He tried to follow through with the second kill. And will he have enough space to save? And he will. Nice work from Virgie. Excellent game sense to stay on top of it here, and he'll take his ultimate on top of it as well. So drop in the 4th round are the Trojans off of some of the strong play from Big Mac. You can tell that he's kind of leading this offense right now, and so I wonder if he becomes more of a focus here for the Trojans. Of course, Virgie and Brazilian Patty, who are on opposite sides of my keyboard, are playing together. But of course, I'm a professional, so I will do my best.
Deploying drone.
We'll hop on with the Owl drone. He's not going to see anybody, and as you can see again, A has been left out. Big Mac approaches Meliodas ever so slightly. You can hear that smoke pop right behind Virgie. The Viper wall will be popped as well. And popping out was Big Mac. You saw the run by from Say Less, so dropping the controller of the Trojans.
Here.
Now Meliodas pinging for his teammates to join.
Spike planted.
Future president peeks with the elbow, saw by Meliodas. Brazilian Baddies on site, sorry. Meliodas sees a couple more people trying to hit a shot from distance. He's able to dodge out of the way.
Well divided.
And the ult will go up. You see that dividing wall? It's not bulletproof, but it is soundproof. Nice work keeping their players alive. That's Meliodas with one, Virgie with another. Neon wall goes up, and you can tell because of the no audio, the Trojans were able to stick the defuse. Excellent work. So the defusal goes through. Virgie and Meliodas leading the team to the promised land. And once again, it's this A site that the Trojans are having so much success with. And it looks to be another kind of split push from Kentucky. Taking a look at the economy of it all. Multiple players with more than enough money. And again, the Trojans opting to leave A fully unguarded except for the 2 players playing through mid. It seems that the space they take through mid is proving invaluable in their eyes. Brazilian Batty.
Right here.
Letting his teammates know.
Spike planted.
Meliodas. Can't see anybody yet. Pops out. He'll be dropped.
Revealing area.
Smoke goes through. Popped out. Nice shots there from Big Mac. Now Big Mac dropping the smoke. Hit the teleport. And a couple players hurt, and it's just a shooting gallery in that area. And Electrocute is going to opt to try and get out of here and maybe save the weapon. As you can see, they're already down to only the regen shield, so not overly surprising. Big shout out to the YouTube chat, seeing lots of love out there. Really appreciate that. Hope you guys are having a blast, and it's got to get behind your Trojans right now. Backs against the wall, but Valorant, as we've talked about all season, is very much a game of momentum, and this Trojans team is very confident when it comes to trying to plug holes and improve in-game strategies.
I'm going above.
Saw them warming up for about 90 minutes. Pre-game today. 90-minute warm-up.
You want to play? Let's play.
You can see the gathering of players on the Kentucky side. Cody's gonna walk through with the owl drone. That's not gonna be spotted out. Oh, there's a nice kill. Virgie popped through with his ult, and a nice kill through mid. So now teams have a much better position to try and get things done here. Say less. Can't spot anybody out.
Planted.
Meliodas is on site, hoping to gain some intel on where Big Mac is. Taking down Big Mac seems to be one of the keys. Virgie taking positions. Oh, nice shots from Say Less, and now teams are going to move in. Shots out the other way. Say Less is pushing. There's Oh, Electro Q comes through. That's a big kill on Big Mac. Nice kill. Electro Q pops it. Is taken out through the smoke. Unfortunate timing. Meliodas and Virgie now coming through, and it's Virgie with the top kill. His third of the round, and your Trojans are back on the board. Improving to 10-5 after that 3K. Excellent work. Showing off the knives there for you all at home.
I'm out of here.
Really, really excellent play there. See how sensitive my mouse sensitivity is on this. This feels a little bit better. And see the approaching. Maybe it'll be a more of approach through mid. Shall we take a look? Not even. All the way over towards B, so we'll hop up back on with Say Less.
Get out of my way.
Ooh, and that'll be an alt use. Wasn't Meliodas. That's an enemy alt pop. Future President is in. A couple of these players just playing behind the smoke wall. Electrocute is on a collision course. Are they ready? Let's find out right now. That Sovidur goes high and wide. No information gained. Meliodas picks up a kill. More shots being sent through. Meliodas on a collision course with Cody. He's gonna pop through. Didn't see the pop of Cody. Nice shots from Meliodas. Electrocute falls through, and so does Brazilian Batty, and now there's only one left. And you can see them all the way off to the side. Big Mac, he's coming in. Shots fired. Off by Big Mac, and Brazilian Batty finishes off the 14-6 Titan over on the Western Kentucky University side. Or Northern Kentucky, pardon me. I really hope I haven't said Western too many times. Let me know in chat. Am I saying it too many times? I don't think I am. Because that would be inaccurate. YouTube chat absolutely popping off today. People showing out for their Trojans, and you gotta love it. We'll hop on with Brazilian Batty. He's gonna use the owl drone. They'll get spotted out, so a lot of information gained as they know who's it. Oh, the ult usage hits two. Can he hit multiple more? He misses. Hit the second player, so 3 players down to half health. And Brazilian Batty is on the assist farm. Oh, and he followed up with a nice shot on Big Mac. Tighten down.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness, the Trojans are looking to turn this around. Last enemy left, and he's on a collision course with Virgie, your resident buzzsaw at the moment. Come through with 10 kills already. Ooh, if not for the outline, I thought for sure they would have ran right into Virgie. Didn't he? Ever careful of the flank. Getting impatient now is Virgie. Checking the top lane.
This. Go, go, go.
That gets popped off, spotted out. Nice work from Virgie. And a team ace to boot, so all the Trojans getting in on the action here.
Last round before the switch.
And now the final round before the switch. The Trojans have clawed back. They've won 5 of the last 7, it sounds like, if my math is right. Nice work there. Trojans really dug their heels in. And we talked about this. Sometimes the starts can be interesting, but this academy team always finds a way to make things interesting.
I'll show them. Lintik kayo.
Both teams potentially agreeing to fight it out on A right here.
Take this. Go, go,
And see lots. Oh, and the Trojans have this preset play that they like to run. Lots of players spotted out. Virgie hits the kill through penetration. Now Brazilian baddie on site. These teams are slowing right down after losing one of their own. Owl drone will get used. Try and spot out some more information and let this Kentucky team know how much space they can take. Meanwhile, it's Big Mac escorting Tuna through back sight. And hoping to run into them first is Say Less, who, I know we've said this before, but is on a collision course. You can see where those reticles are aiming. Say Less doing the right thing, letting them pass. And he is still on a really interesting course here. He might just run into future president first. And he will. Dodges the op shot, now pops through him. Big Mac has the answer there. Now it's Electrocute left to defend the site. Just dodges the site of Tuna. I'm not sure if Tuna caught a look, but judging by the ability usage, I'm going to assume so. Pops through Electrocute with the kill. None bigger than that one. Brazilian baddie gets the shot on the Sova dart before it can do any damage.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Wow, bomb planter down. And now Spike is loose on site and it's a one-on-one. Cody pops out. Saw Brazilian baddie there for a moment. Drop the outlines here for a moment. Bomb gets down in the final seconds, but it's Brazilian baddie with the clutch. And he'll hit the defuse and tie things up through halftime. What excellent play from the Trojans as they finished the final 6 rounds with 6 wins, ultimately. So what an impressive showing from them so far. Absolutely amazing work so far from the Trojans. Honestly, from both teams, this game's been interesting all the way through, which has been the more exciting part. And on attack, what will the Trojans opt to do?
Breakaway.
All right, barriers are down. The Trojans are going to run this through the middle. I just swapped over the scoreboard. I had some feedback that can be kind of confusing, so popping through his Meliodas. He drops a couple shots. Now it's Virgie. Virgie's on. He'll spot a player out. Hits the headshot. Excellent shots there. Brazilian baddie locked in a fight. That'll be some shots from distance. It was Electrocute who cleaned up on that one. Now here's the Electrocute stuck with Virgie. Bomb was not planted for the Trojans. I wonder, with some of the reactivity of this Kentucky team, if they're not going to try and investigate the other site while the Trojans just hold fast. Smoke will go down, which will be as good an indication as any if the Trojans are going to stick it out on this site. 2 more stars remaining for the Astra. Virgie left to hold things down with Electrocute. Luckily, these players' numbers on the keyboard are much closer together. Makes my job a little easier. Future President pops through. A couple shots missed. Shots landed from Electrocute on Sydney. Fall through kill. Virgie drops. Big Mac got a kill on him on the other side, and it's a headshot from Sydney. Oh, excellent aim there. And Sydney rising the ranks of the KDAs, improving to 11-9 on that round. Did excellent to kind of play it slow behind their teammates as they were stuck in mid there for a minute and able to work their way through.
Gun here.
So it's a team ace for the Trojans. Or not for the Trojans, pardon me, for Northern Kentucky. Each player getting in on the action on that one. You can see one of the big difference makers in terms of KD right now is Electrocute, who has kind of separated themselves in terms of score. Sorry, I'm readjusting my headset. I don't know how people wear a headset with glasses all the time. That is very difficult for me. Nice quick draw on the Sova dart there. The aim labs work is coming through nicely. And who's going to be first to peek here? The Meliodas or is it Virgie? Virgie's going to run all the way back around. Plus, Say Less has a lot of info on some players through. One Jet spotted out on the other side of things. Players pop through. Electrocute landed some kills. Future President. Oh my god, Future President just hit a triple with the Outlaw. Electrocute taking out the Big Mac. And it is now a 1v4 situation. And will we see a Bandit ace? It appears not, as Tuna will get the kill from the other side. And teams will split the first... Or no, sorry, it'll be the Northern Kentucky team taking the first 2 rounds. And Trojans, just like they did in the first set, having some trouble getting things done on the pistol round. A couple picks early kind of halted the progress, and Trojans ended up getting picked out through mid, and that second round Outlaw could be so dangerous. You know, I saw some people running with the Marshall in round 2. The reason being, if the opposing team does what they're supposed to and they don't spend any money, the Marshall is a one-hit kill and a very versatile sniper rifle. So I've seen that used a little bit more than the Marshall. Sydney has quite the angle with that aforementioned Outlaw. You can always rely on Chambers to use the scoped weapons because their TP allows them to get out of danger quickly. Electrocute landed some shots. Future President landed a shot and used the jet dash to get out of there. That was Brazilian Baddie who unfortunately fell. Nice jump peek from Future President. Gonna try and come back through with the Outlaw. You can see them aiming in. Oh, and shots from the side. Meliodas. Oh, Meliodas with the kill on Big Mac, is the rotating Big Mac ended up with some kills. Scythe missed their shots. 10 health and a dream here for Meliodas. Say less. Firing some shots towards Arches, unaware of the approaching Cody from the behind.
Poison orb emitting.
That'll go up. There's a shot landed for Sydney on Meliodas. Here's Virgie now. Virgie, things starting to pop off. Say less, picks up a kill of his own. Tries to fall through, and a barrel stuff from Future President a la FaZe style.
My ult's ready.
Nice work there. And riding the weapons that brought them to the dance. It's another bonus conversion for this Northern Kentucky team, which can be difficult because, you know, those bonus rounds, you really want to convert those when you are buying out with Vandals and armor, because now if you look, Trojans' income way down compared to the other side. Even Future President, who has, I believe, 5 kills in the last 2 rounds, is starting to heat up. They got the jitters big time, as you can see. We'll hop on with them for a round. The Trojan push over towards B, it looks like. So first on site would be Sydney. That was a beautiful Sova dart, but it's just slightly out of the way. Meanwhile, players coming together through the other side. Electro Q pops through, fires through with a couple more shots. Meliodas found the chamber trap instead of the kill. Went back for the Vandal. Meanwhile, shots fired through the other side. Tried to find success with the shock dart. Look how patient Sydney and Future President are. Future President holding this by an absolute pixel. Now on the other side, Tuna will have a chance to contest this from Bridge. Virgie's going to be first onto site. And will he be spotted out? No, he won't be because of the use of the neon wall, so they'll be able to take a ton of space here. But a shot landed from Future President, and the spike is now down. Nice shot there. Virgie made it out with spike. He's able to back up, dodges another outlaw shot, and is going to take this to the far side.
Left.
Say less. Could be a player that they'll run into first. Brazilian Baddie hits the ping, elected not to use the owl drone, but will go for the scan instead. Oh, but it's popped out through the other side. Now it's Meliodas.
One enemy remaining.
Meliodas got a couple of nice kills, trying to follow up on one on Future President. Now it's Virgie. Say less. Alone against the Jet. And shots landed for Virgie. Diffuser taken out, and it's only 3 in a row this time for this Kentucky team. Academy comes through with a big conversion on the 4th round, and that can be tough, especially when you're low on money after buying out for bonus. So, amazing work from the Trojans again. YouTube chat in shambles, but only they knew it got better from there. This game as close as it gets, and we could be due for another long one. These Valorant matchmakers doing an excellent job of making things oh so interesting. Brazilian baddie has no idea that future president has crept up so close. And future president has quite the dirty angle here. It'd be kind of the danger of throwing up the Viper wall so early as you give future president a lot of room. Oh, that's dropped, and now both players know that they're there as future president missed the initial kunai shot. Some shots thrown the other way. Shots landed. Say less. Oh, and that was a nice kill from Meliodas. Meliodas has to know that Sydney's close. But will they? Oh, it's nice shots out from Sydney. Meliodas was caught out there for a moment. Meanwhile, Say Less picks up a kill on Big Mac. And look how patient Sydney is. Never wants to give up this lane. They are just always there. And Cody finds a shot. That was a nice lurk through the middle. Pointing out the spike to his teammates.
30 seconds left.
Now with 30 seconds remaining, the Trojans have to start trying to make something out of nothing. Brazilian baddie approaches. Scan gets off. Tuna isn't fully aware of what's happening, but is about to be as they're about to burst on the scene, and maybe we'll have some people to shoot at or not. They'll drop down. Here's Say Less. They're playing around the bend. That's a good kill from Brazilian baddie. Now to 2-on-2. Sydney has to make the long run from the other side of SAIT, and they'll end up just behind their opponent. Or not the opponent, Cody. He's up right behind Cody. Cody gets pinged with the reveal. Now, Brazilian baddie and Say Less know what to shoot at.
No charges left.
Cody pops out. Here's some shots. Sydney does well with the cover fire. Trying to take out the spike diffuser. Cody pops through. Sydney is holding. I don't think Say Less knows that Sydney's holding. Sydney left and a half. Say less.
That was close.
What can you say? Oh my goodness. To bring them within one. Say Less. The 1v2 clutch. Oh. You can feel your heart pumping. Breathe. Oh, man. Doesn't get any tenser than this.
I want to see you crawl.
Trojans are going to try their luck on this B side again. Big Mac is going to be first on site. Brazilian baddie going to check things out with the owl drone. Meanwhile, Virgie's going to run himself in. Say Less has a player so close to him, I don't think they know. Electrocute lands the shots on Big Mac. Now it's Sydney alone on site. Sydney hanging out in this smoke all by themselves. Shots from Arches. Virgie has to pick up the Vandal, and now the ult lands. So now it's a 4v4. And we're going to stay on with Virgie, who just dodges the owl drone there. Lands a nice judge shot, and now he's got to try and burst through this wall. But will he? Wall's going to drop on its own, so maybe the decision will be made without him. There's an approach. Another judge shot for Virgie. Now approaching the other side. Not sure if Say Less knew he was there, but either way, has to pop back the other side. Electrocute spotted them out. Time is going to expire. Trojans will take another round, and Cody will fall to the spike, which, by the way, that is a higher Q strat than you would believe. Your team actually earns more money if remaining players die to the spike. So, playing some potential 5D chess there is Cody. And this game already approaching the 40-minute mark. Been live for 55 minutes, so I can only imagine that the game may be in that 45-minute territory, and Trojans are going to line up for another B push. Smokes go down for Electrocute. They unfortunately afford some cover for the Kentucky team, which is an unintended consequence. Virgie's going to pop through. Shots landed. Meliodas That was a nice little double trouble action. Players in the middle of SAIT running into battles.
Enemy remaining.
Nice kill from Virgie. And now it's a 1v5 situation with Sydney bringing things up through the rear. It won't be a reveal, which may give Brazilian Baddie a false sense of confidence here. Don't want to give up this position, though. Say less, hitting the jiggle peak. Sydney should be well inside, and it's Brazilian Baddie with another clutched up kill. And the Trojans steadily improving as this game goes on, as they take their first lead of the game. Wow. What a battle back it was. At one point, they would have been down 6-2 before rattling off 4 wins of their own. And then have rattled off 4 in a row here, which will match their game best in this round-robin matchup. We'll hop on with Meliodas, see if he can land any opening kills. Big Mac is up close and personal with that shotgun. Tuna spotted out. Shot won't land. Oh, shotgun lands for multiple players. Meliodas gets taken out. Big Mac's still alive. Sayles takes out Big Mac. Brazilian Baddie misses a couple shots of his own. Owl drone used. Misses the tracking dart, though. Sayles is going to use the Viper's pit, and now the Sova Hulk gets unleashed. He'll land the final shot. It's almost like he had the fuse through, and Sydney's raging out in chat. Electrocute popping through. Future President's going to drift right in front of him. Electrocute lands the shots. Taken out through the smoke. Cody lands the Bucky shot, and it's Kentucky with the Bucky. And they're going to tie this bad boy up with the Thrifty. Whew. Oh, my goodness. Lots of nice shots landed, and so much seemed to go on. I'm not even sure how they ended up with more people. Excellent work, but obviously it would have been some of the early work from Big Mac here with his Bucky. And so now money's still even, and so the economy won't be too much of an issue, as it'll be a full buy from the Trojans. It looks like Virgie is going to have to buy out for Meliodas.
Get out of my way.
Actually, Meliodas is going to elect to use the ult instead. That'll more than suffice for a weapon. As you can see, these kunai here. Gets a Blade Storm ultimate. Sayles has worked his way high here. Who will happen? Jeez. Who will happen upon this man first? Oh, and Meliodas saw the throwing of the smoke, and that popped him off. Plus, saw the gun barrel there. Sayles is going to try and push forward. Here's a couple of early kills for the Trojans. They're hoping to retake the lead. Just dodging it by a pixel. Oh, throwing it up in the air. Sayles, he's cleaning up. Only 2 players left against 4 Trojans. And you can see Future President approaching through the smoke. Tuna running it up through mid. Tuna, nice dodge. Here's Virgie.
Gotta go.
Nice, perfect jump peek there. Shots landing. Electrocute trying to get into the thick of it now. Nice kill from Meliodas. Players playing Ring Around the Rosie here. Electrocute might have a first touch on it. Here's some shots from Sayles, and he does it again. And you have to wonder if it was a little bit of a stall tactic to maybe have the Trojans fall to the spike, as they'll have to rebuy their weapons, but should have the economy to do, or no, I'm looking at the wrong team. Yeah, Trojans with more than enough money to make it happen. Bankrolled by Virgie right now, and then it's a couple Marshall buys, as well as Bucky's. The key to that round-tying win for the Kentucky team. Sova Dart taken care of. Teams are going to choose to run it down this side again. Can see how close Sydney is with that thing. Here's Virgie. He's got the ult. He's able to push these teams all the way back. He's going to run through. Uses the ult, takes out one, Meliodas takes out the other. The double trouble team's back at it again. Electrocute getting pushed on site. Big Bucky, he's in trouble in the smoke. How did Big Mac survive? How is he alive? We have to take this guy out. Nice quick smokes from Electrocute. Showing poise with the Astra, arguably one of the most complicated controllers to try and learn. Meliodas lands a couple shots. Brazilian Baddie, Electrocute, and Virgie all getting in on the action.
Match point.
And now it is match point for the Trojans. You have got to be kidding me. This team has battled hard, but Trojans have really taken over on this side of the map. They've won, man, they've won 6 of the last 7 rounds. Don't say it. Don't. If I open up the YouTube chat and I see a single 6-7, I'm going to be upset. Don't do it. All right, teams are going to try and run it down the other side. Here's Meliodas. Virgie, he's going to try and initiate first contact. That shock will get sent through. The smoke, maybe not part of the plan, as they've run into Big Mac on the site. Electrocute, not liking what they see. Going to be a back off from the other side. Meanwhile, one player drops. Cody gets taken out. That's a nice kill from Say Less. Lurking through elbow. Oh, and it was a great kill from Future President, who now has Spike. On site to grab it is Sova, a.k.a. Brazilian Baddie. Another drop from Tuna on Say Less, and now all of a sudden it is a 1v3 situation as teams... Kentucky was hitting their picks through the map. Oh, gun barrel spotted out. Headshot landed. Oh, you are gotta be kidding me. Oh, the Phantom did him dirty on that one. Landed the headshot, couldn't hit the follow-up. Oh, and that suppressed gun has a lot of advantages. The rate of fire is great, the damage is great, but unlike the Vandal, it does not one-tap from any distance, which means if you're not close enough, it's not going to land. So this game going to the absolute brink. Trojan's going to try to go back to the well with it here and run it back on B. We'll hop on with Brazilian Baddie for the initial use of the owl drone. Oh! And I have to wonder if he turned his head too hard and didn't see how high up Sydney was. Meliodas and Virgie pops up, didn't see the shots. Electrocute landed some. Now here's Meliodas. Meliodas with a nice kill there. Oh, and wow, it's Future President who cleans up the final 2, and now the Trojans having trouble getting it done, and we are headed to overtime. Oh my goodness. What doesn't this game have? And it looks like the Trojans are going to elect to take a timeout, and honestly, not a bad idea. You dropped 3 of the last 5, so Coach Riz hoping to get things in action, which gives us a little chance to pop on and see what the YouTube chat is saying. Lots of people calling out Virgie. Oh my goodness. He got Fortnited on. It's pretty good when you're using the Bucky, the old pump shotgun. Say Less, the Clutch King. Yeah, that's true. That's true. W Team. My life is on the line. Well, that seems serious, but please, please, please. Asking for an autograph in chat? Oh my goodness. Good luck. Good luck with that. I'll pass it along though, for sure. How's the Twitch chat doing? Everybody having fun over here? All right. We are locked back into the game. Hopefully the Trojans were able to take Coach Riz's words to heart. And will that be the kick that the Trojans needed? Let us find out. One quick thing I have to fix. One thing that doesn't necessarily help me out. So, looks like it's going to be Kentucky who's lined up to attack here. They're going to be approaching Say Less, who's got this really nice pixel peek, but he'll take a bunch of damage for it, though. messes up on the snake bite, and so Electrocute has to fire some shots. Nice aim on the Sova dart. Even I can't do that effectively. Big Mac lands a shot. Oh, I almost forgot who was who for a second. I thought Virgie had spotted somebody out, but instead it's a rotate for the enemy team. All 5 players sending it down back through mid. You can see those pings being thrown out. Now it's Meliodas' turn to try and hold back the push. He's the lone person on site right now. Meliodas, or pardon me, Virgie on site to join. Nice shots there from Virgie. Or sorry, Meliodas. Virgie had an opportunity there. Pops forward, lands in front of President, can't land the shot. Virgie tries to follow through. Shots hit for Tuna and Sydney, and now the Kentucky has turned this game on its head. And they take the lead in overtime. So get your predictions in chat right now. What do we have going for this one? How deep are we going to go? Doing a good job of keeping the scorebug colors updated. Hope you guys are enjoying that at home. It ain't easy, but, you know, certainly not a blue-collar job by any means, so I'll take it. Brazilian Daddy's going to hop through. Cody uses that Sova dart, which gets taken out, and now smoke used. Brazilian Daddy does a little 360 with it, and this is his job to clear this area. Both Meliodas and Virgie need to know who's there in order to clear it effectively. Teams are going to back up the other way. Electrocute with Say Less holding it down through elbow. And there could be a collision course right here as some shots landed from Big Mac on Meliodas. And they were on a collision course. Big Mac with the effective lurk through the enemy spawn. Nice kill there from Say Less on the future president. Virgie takes a couple of shots, and now he's going to reinvestigate. Tries to land the shots on Tuna. Tuna takes out Say Less, though, in the process, and now it is only a 2v3, so next kill that the Trojans get has to be clean in order to even things up personnel-wise. Checking the wrong side of things, but instincts take over, and Virgie couldn't land the shots. Electrocute couldn't either. Map 1 goes to Kentucky. Wow, what a hard-fought game all the way to the end. But it's Kentucky who are able to take advantage of a couple rounds in a row. So we're going to step away for a few minutes, let these teams get reset, and we will be back with some more Valorant action on Map 2, which is Pearl. And Trojans fans, I led you astray. It was not Pearl, it is Split. And plenty of reasons to be excited for this matchup, as you can tell by how quickly these teams selected their players. This is the Trojans map pick. This is their home. This is where they feel comfortable. And this is where they plan to make a stand. The YouTube chat was popping off in between, full of believers, hoping that the Trojans can turn this thing on its head. It was also brought to my attention that a caster curse was in effect, because you're technically, apparently, not supposed to mention the rounds won. But I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. I don't necessarily understand why that's a caster's curse. But I saw it was called out, and I wanted to apologize for whatever part I may have played. Okay? We'll try and do things a little bit differently this time around, as to appease the fans. Fans are what make this worth doing. So, a couple of things to note. The Sova is abandoned. Brazilian Baddie will take up the Sky. Sky now has the rechargeable flashes, so that's actually a pick I like. Meliodas is going to stay true on the Jet, and Say Less takes out a Sage. Huh. Okay. Now, I'm interested because I think in all my time covering NACE Valorant, I don't know if I've seen a Sage pick. Let me know how you feel about the Sage pick in chat. I'm curious. Sage pick is interesting. But some of the other changes, Virgie moves over to the Tejo. Astra moves on, Electrocute stays strong with the Astra. And with the Sage, I'm noticing a bit of a trend, especially because the Trojans are going to be on offense first. They have a lot of area denial, which is very interesting. The Tejo missiles, one version of area denial. Electrocute, the Nova Pulse, the Gravity Well, another form of area denial. Say Less has that Sage Wall, which is another form of area denial. So they could make things very difficult. I don't know how strong of an attacking comp this is. Right off the top of my head, what I think you're missing, well, no, this is a nice attacking comp. They have good flashes. They have a dive duelist to get in there. They have the Tejo to help move things off of normal-sized peaks. You can see the missile gets used there just to push Big Mac off just a little bit. Nice little 360 there. Big Mac is going to hold strong. He pops out, tries to land a couple shots, but he's popped into the face by Brazilian Baddie. Those guys coming face to face. Now the other side, not one person is going to be watching future president here. Oh my goodness, future president able to pop out, but Trojans don't care. They're making their way back onto the site. Here's Say Less. Here's Brazilian Baddie. Just spotting out the elbow of Sydney there. Takes out the teleport. Now Sydney's going to lurk their way back through the other side. Lands a couple of shots, but headshot hit for Say Less, who's making the Sage work. Flash dodged by one side. Brazilian Baddie tries to follow up with the kill, but it's future president who comes through with the triple. And what a start to the round. And it's Kentucky again having good success on these pistol rounds. Oh my. It looks like the Trojans are going to be preparing to run things through mid once more. They're happy with how that went, but they have to be aware that Big Mac is here.
Shadows traveling.
A lot of util used here for the Trojans to try and gain space through mid. It's walled off, but Big Mac was on top of the wall, so that's not bad positioning. Electrocute comes through. Big Mac lands the kill on Brazilian Baddie as well, and now tries to follow. Had to use the refract to get out of there, unfortunately. So players down for the Trojans. Players come through the other side. Here's Cody, and he's blasted with the pump shotgun of future president. And just like in map 1, it's Kentucky who gets out quick with the first two.
That's a good spot.
And we saw this before, but we know that the Trojans can battle.
That's not ready.
And it looks like they are going to be changing up the strat. I think it's smart when you lose the first round just to run the same strat back again because it gives you a chance to work something fresh with a full set of weapons. The stars dropped. Nice work from Electrocute. And as Jamie O said in chat, it's you're doing amazing at the Astra minigame. Oh, the Teo missile was not deep enough to hit Big Mac. And that's something that they'll have to look at here. Meliodas pushes his way through, doesn't get taken out by Big Mac. Big Mac will land the shots on Meliodas. Did well enough with the flash to make it happen. Future President landing shotgun shots from heaven. Now, Big Mac uses that ramp to his advantage. Now it's Electrocute and Virgie alone on site. What can these two do? Holding it by Pixel. Nice kill from Virgie. Titan down. Big Mac is down. And they still have two more very capable Kentucky players to work through. Sydney has clutched up more than their fair share of rounds. Virgie takes a little damage. Electrocute. Cody pops through. Shot from Virgie. Now Electrocute in a one-on-one situation. Tries to land the shots, and it's Sydney with the final shots. Bomb's starting to beep here, though. How much time do they have? More than enough. Who am I kidding? 4.6 seconds to go, which makes me think Electrocute's only hope would have been taking them both out, but a tall order. As, like I said, those very capable Kentucky players able to make this work, and now the Trojans on the wrong side of the money. Again, you can see Virgie making his feelings known, shall we say, with the little cat emote. Trojans going to run it up the same side again, and I am a big fan of this strategy, especially when you have to save and you can't throw your all at a new strategy. You might as well run the same one back. Big Mac is already through towards sewers here, so he could become a big problem. Meliodas lands the shots and kills on Tuna. Now it's going to be Say Less. His job is to wall this off, and he will. Nice work there. He could have been spotted out from heaven. Electrocute is there. So is Brazilian Baddie. The wall goes up. Now, just to give you an idea, just how close these guys really are. Electrocute. Heard the teleport of Big Mac, but it won't matter. Sydney lands some shots. Virgie now. He's on one side. Stop, pop through. What reaction time from Virgie? What a kill that was. You're kidding. But Big Mac pops out. But it's Brazilian Baddie who took out Big Mac. What a play. Oh, you are absolutely kidding. Oh, that is some ridiculous work. So Trojans able to come through with a big one here. Okay. And now the Trojans running back to the well with this mid call. And Big Mac takes a lot of room here. Shots landed for Say Less. That's a big player taken out right there. Now Trojans are going to try and press. Future President is on the case, however. Now an audible called. Trojans are going to get out of here. Future President, not too aware of what's happening. This is what his view is, so he happens upon the scene and doesn't find a single soul to run into. Tuna, on the other hand, will be the point of first contact, but has a stinger from distance. So maybe more of a informational position than one to really do a bunch of damage. Meliodas pushes through. Say Less and company. Able to go through. Brazilian Baddie's going to try and fight for upper here. Can't. Trojans going to get the plant down. Say Less, Meliodas, and Electrocute, your final three. Sydney and company fighting through this sage wall. I find it very interesting that the Kentucky team seems to have... Oh, nice shot from Electrocute. Excellent work. Now it's only these two players left. You can see how close this one is. Electro Cube pops out. Meliodas has to land all of these shots. 1v1 situation pops out. Can't do it. Oh, Meliodas. Oh my goodness. The 1v1 and it's Tuna with the Stinger. Normally, I would have thought that, you know, Stingers were on Bs. But turns out they're on Tuna as well. You like that one? All right. Okay, fair enough. Kentucky up 4 here with a couple of ultimates online. So Cody has their ultimate, I should say, future president with the area ultimate as well. Big Mac has that teleport ready and waiting to be used. Trojans have to save. So could be a good opportunity to charge some of their own ults. They have 2 online themselves, but Meliodas has other plans. He says, screw the save. I'm going to press. Meliodas hops up, lands a couple of shots on Big Mac, and that is unfortunately the ult used. So preferably would have liked more value out of that potentially, but Trojans happy with the space gained. Here's Cody. Big Mac pops through with a couple, and now the last player is Virgie. He gets his hands on a weapon and hoping to do some damage to the opponent's economy, and he'll do just that with a nice shot on Cody, but it's Sydney with the follow-through. And Kentucky takes a 5-1 lead on this split map pick, and they're showing exactly why it can be very difficult to attack on this side. But one thing that I want to highlight to the chat right now, we talked about how good of a defensive comp this is. And so I can't fully say that I'm surprised that they're having some difficulties here. I am curious to see how both this latter half of this first map plays out and how the side switch will work. A nice Sova dart. Sydney was not spotted out. Shots were landed on the drone before that could happen. Meliodas is trying to go first. Maybe land those shots on Big Mac. Big Mac uses ultimate for information. Trying to let his teammates know, and Meliodas spots out the shoulder, and the Trojans are going to activate. They're going to push through. Virgie, he's going to be put first on site. Meliodas pops back through. Virgie's going to try and burst all the way through. Dodges the flash. Meliodas pops through. Can't land the shots that he's looking for. It's for Virgie. And now the Say Less Sage pick is suddenly a sleeper of a good choice. Oh, ultimate used down through the other side, though. Virgie has to try and slow this down. Players popping out. Excellent kill for Say Less. He was damaged. Oh my gosh, I don't know if they know where Virgie is right now. Virgie uses his ultimate. You're going to pop through, and oh, he's barrel stuffed by the president again. Oh my goodness gracious. And this team has just picked right back up where they left off. Good counter ultimate use for future president. Oh my.
Take a minute. Focus on your breathing. Helps with your aim.
And now the Trojans have to go back to the drawing board here. A lot of players struggling to get it going, and almost on cue, we'll have a timeout, which allows me to check back in with the YouTube chat. These guys seem to be a little bit more popular, so what's popping off here? Sage is good, I believe. Like that double heal. Yeah, that's a good call out. Double heal. I always forget that Brazilian Baddie has the heal as well, so very interesting. Wall mid every time, lols. Yeah, true. They did do that a little bit. Jamie, the first few don't count, right? Yeah. I think that's what they're hoping for. But oftentimes, it's kind of true. The first 2 don't matter that much. Usually how you respond in rounds 3 and 4 that kind of set the tone for the first half of the game. Brazilian Beast, teamwork makes the dream work. So close. Yeah, a couple of these rounds have come down to the final guy. So, I want to say a big thank you to those hanging out in chat. A lot of passion out there right now, and I can appreciate that. Love to see it. Always love seeing Valorant Wednesdays getting some love. Fergie's going to open up with the drone. Nice teleport from Sydney. Oh, future president spotted out Brazilian baddie, and the refract is going to be used. Now they're going to push this up through this 7 side. Oh my gosh, SAIT gets a moving headshot on. Oh my. Future president came through with a third. Virgie picks up a kill as well. I'm starting to lose my voice. Sage made it out with a Vandal as well. But SAIT has money. Or not money, but equipment to try and make this work. Sydney head to head with the ult. You can see that used. Shots from distance. Those won't land. And now it's Virgie alone. He'll be spotted out. Tries to land some shots with the Stinger. And that save round will go by the wayside. So the conversation with Coach probably revolving around getting the save round over with. And hopefully putting together some hardware to buy for next round. Be a nice little shot right here. See these teams getting ready. See Sydney and Cody right there. Our team right there. Nice little bounce. Now Sydney's in. Sydney saw the drone, decided to move. Oh my god, Virgie activated slow mode on that, but ultimate gets used out. Will land a kill with that on Brazilian baddie. Unfortunate timing for the Trojans, and now they're going to make the audible and move. Big Mac tries to take his signature space through mid, but he's going to run into Meliodas and Virgie. Oh, nice shots out from Big Mac, and he does the right thing and gets out of there. Virgie takes damage through the smoke. Good thing these Trojan teams have double heals. Virgie throws his missiles up the middle. Nice shots through the material there for Virgie. Trojans can salvage this round, yet it's only 3-on-3. Virgie leads the silent charge. Future president will be first to spot them.
30 seconds left.
And it doesn't look like Virgie is very aware of this. Or he will be. He checked it at the last moment, but he gains entry for his team. Now Electrocute and company gets spotted out by the shoulder. Future president trying to hone in on his third kill. Meanwhile, Big Mac pops through, tries to find it. Say Less finds the kill themselves. And the final kill for future president. And now it is 8-1 in this first half. And I'm telling you, team, you have to wait for this defense half. Trojans can easily string some together and put up a very formidable defense. Trojans are going to try and run this back through B with potentially some mid pressure. A couple players for Kentucky going to try and take early space through mid. That Sovadar didn't land the way they wanted it to. The dog for Sky only spotted out Sage. Oh, and meanwhile, Virgie so close here to Cody. Cody had to vacate due to the missiles being used. Oh, and I don't think the flash landed the way they were hoping. Cody lands all the shots he needs to on Virgie. Players giving this up the other way, and it's going to be a Trojan rotate. Yeah. Poor Jamie. For those in the chat, Jamie O is kind of he is my longtime co-caster. And oh my gosh, hold that thought. Big Mac gets used or gets hit with his teammate's ult. Oh, and I'm trying to find the right player. Tuna Meliodas. Oh, both Say Less takes out both. You are absolutely kidding me. Oh my goodness gracious. Players are going to advance. Brazilian baddie. Say Less is going to try and clear this out. He knows he's there. Oh, and he's taken out by Brazilian baddie. Kills no more clutch than that. Tuna gets a kill from distance. Tuna now.
You are divided.
Electrocute drops the wall. Things used the other way. Oh, there's actually 3 Trojans on it, so a 3v2 situation.
Blocking vision.
Electrocute does the right thing. Doesn't want to get caught out using their abilities. Spotted out the shoulder. In deep now is Brazilian Baddie. He landed one. He's trying to get the kill on the third. It's a Trojans thrifty. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And a couple of W casters in the chat too. You guys. That's enough. Teams are getting fired up, man. We're feeling good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the Trojan guarantee. Yeah, Jamie, best players, best fans, best casters. Best fans is certainly true, and best players on any given night for sure. I mean, these Trojans have to be in the conversation. These guys are serious, serious players. Virgie lands some shots through. Big Mac had to give up a lot of space. A couple slows get sent through, and now Virgie does the right thing and lands his missiles. He's going to try and discourage this team taking space through mid. Brazilian Baddie is going to try and charge through after landing this flash, or maybe they won't. Teams have to back up. Another smoke gets dropped. Excellent play on the Astra minigame. Meliodas can hear all this movement through mid. Virgie plays the angles. Couldn't get the drone off, but the information is gained nonetheless. Virgie throws out that second. Oh, and this could be dangerous here. Oh, and he's taken out from mid. It was a wraparound from the other side. Big Mac and Future President take out Meliodas to say less, and Sydney locked in a battle with Electrocute. And now Electrocute has the odds stacked up against them. And it'll be Sydney following through with another kill and improving things to 9-2. So the Trojans with an opportunity to make things at 9-3.
I can buy for you my treat. A gift.
And where will the Trojans take things this time? They're going to try and go back towards A. And they've had good success here before. I am so sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. The blackmouth cur, he's very chatty. Electrocute. Gonna come through with it first. Nice alt uses. Brazilian Baddie gains a bunch of information. You can hear that Omen ultimate that was used just for a little bit of info, and that's enough for the Trojans to want to turn things around. Pops through, there's a couple of kills. Virgie landing shots, it's Electrocute. Excellent work there. Meanwhile, running through things the underground. Trying to land the shots. There's a nice kill for Brazilian Baddie on Cody. He doesn't know how close his player is to his left, though. Stay Less does have an idea, and they're going to hide. Oh, will this work? Let's find out. It won't. So close. Now, Trojans have sight through the other side, however. Bomb's going to go down. Jet Smoke will last long enough. Big Mac on Electrocute. A Virgie drone is going to get used. Doesn't find anybody. Electrocute gets taken out by Big Mac. Big Mac pre-firing corners. Throws the blind. It lands. Meliodas with the kill, however. Player still blind. Virgie couldn't find the second blind kill, and it'll be 10-2 at the half. So it'll be the Kentucky team once again keeping things interesting here at this juncture. And now it is the Trojans' turn on defense. And this is where I have a lot of faith in them. I believe in the defensive side of the Trojans, and you should too.
That should work.
Gonna check just the score bug here.
Going Astro, guys.
You can take a look at the Astra minigame in the background while we do that. Is this the way I want it? No, it isn't. Bang, bang, bang. I just hit this button and we're good to go. Look how beautiful that is. Say Less is going to pop through, uses that wall to try and slow things down. And see how quickly the Kentucky team is going to try and make this happen. Dog spotted out. Future President takes upper control. Lands some shots on Say Less, and now it's the Trojans' turn to try and retake this. Meliodas, unsure of how close the opposite player was. Our Future President clears out the top with his third kill. Electrocute and Virgie combined for that kill. Virgie gonna try and come through and play the shots. Electrocute lands the kill. I can't seem to stay on the person that lands the shot, but that's okay. Trojans making things interesting in a 2v1. Or 2v2, sorry. My eyes. Sydney had to teleport away. Tuna popped out. Headshot landed. Now it's a 2v1. See how absolutely close this is. Shots landed, and it's Electrocute landing the shots and clinching the round. And you remember this round because the Trojans haven't been able to string a pistol round together so far in this matchup, and they have done just that, which gives them a huge advantage into round 2. I'm not kidding. This could be massive for the Trojans. You can see the YouTube chat is primed and ready to go. They are fired up for what could be a super exciting result. Stars dropped on all sides, and it's interesting they sent the bomb player alone. Not alone. Sydney and bomb carrier getting sent through mid. Player's going to try and take heaven control on A side, however. And first person to run into them is Meliodas. And you can tell how close quarters this heaven area is. It kind of gives the players with the worst hardware low-key advantage. Nice kills from Meliodas. Good opening. Big Mac had to clear out. Won't run into any trouble there. Kentucky team is loading up, and Sydney will land a nice shot, and that'll be an opening kill on that side of things. Meliodas and Say Less. And then it's Virgie and Brazilian Baddie. Brazilian Baddie preying up on heaven. We can hop on with Meliodas, who seems to be in prime position. Actually, it's Say Less who seems to be in closer. Say Less lands a kill. Meliodas lands 2. Virgie and company. They don't know where the final is. It's Big Mac. Big Mac and his sheriff. Can he get it done? He won't be able to, and it's a kill from the other side. And Trojan have taken these 2 rounds. Now it's the bonus. Dog is the best color caster. YouTube chat loving the Kona feature. Well, that's good because it's not going anywhere. Dog is height 2. Yeah. Absolutely. Defender-sided map. Yeah, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. All right, here's Say Less. And they have this wall prepped and ready. This could be dangerous. They have a couple dive duelists on the other side. Can he get this wall off safely? He can, but the wall's destroyed almost instantly by the fire of 5 players. Okay. Not a problem there. You have Say Less and Virgie holding down SAIT. Brazilian Baddie is going to be the first contact through stairs. Oh, those players are so close to seeing each other. That is ridiculous timing. Meliodas doesn't land the shots he's looking for. He'll get taken out. Left alone to cover the top. There's Brazilian Baddie. He did the right thing. He didn't buy a gun on the save round, and I think that's the right move. Oh my goodness. He tried to land the triple, and he couldn't. Oh my gosh. Dude, that was actually crazy. That was ridiculous, man. I thought he was going to get all 3. If he had any other weapon besides the classic, I can't wait to see the chat pop off when that happens. Oh my goodness. What a close play. Uh-oh. Oh, that was Tuna. Yeah, Big Mac caught out Electrocute, and now they'll have B side to themselves to try and plant.
30 seconds left.
Why on earth, by the way, do you have an Odin? Fair enough. Big Mac's looking down the wrong side, and Virgie's going to try and run this down through garage. You know his teammates are in his ear giving him all the information. Let us settle in for what should be some gorgeous cinema. That should tell you what angle is being held right now by Tuna. Nice shots from Virgie. Oh my goodness. And now like a moth to the flame, here's Big Mac. Big Mac and Virgie, they spot each other out. You saw the headshot flare. Oh my gosh, Big Mac's down to 16 health. Button tapped. Jump peek for Big Mac. He throws the sight. He's looking. I heard the voice chat go off for a second. Big Mac is playing footsie with him. Tries to get caught out, but Virgie doesn't have enough time to defuse. Oh my goodness. Oh, just enough. Just enough time. Oh, man, those rounds will take years off your life. The repeated jump peek. Oh my goodness. Bought him just enough time, and Virgie couldn't get it halved. And it's so difficult in those situations. So difficult. But the Trojans have a lot to feel good about. The bonus round is the hardest round to win, because like I was saying before, if you die on the second round, you better not be buying.
Let's play.
Oh, Chamber all used through mid. And if I were Say Less, I wouldn't be peeking this one too hard. Tuna's going to run through. Scout taken out. You can see the close-upness of Big Mac. And Big Mac's up in close now. Some shots hit. Big Mac pops out, taken out. Nice work. On the other side of things, Brazilian baddie landed shots through the smoke. Players trying to retreat. Meliodas saw it. And they're pinging. They feel like it could be a false rotate, which it could be. Answer that question is Brazilian baddie. And now with that info gained for the Trojans, I have to wonder if Kentucky's going to pull out a rotate. They won't. Kentucky insistent on making this happen. Shots. Brazilian baddie couldn't land. Future president is creeping. Saw the shoulder, but ult landed for Sydney. And now it's Virgie who is in the most amount of trouble. He'll land one shot. He gets flashed. Now Sydney has a chance to spot him out. Shots landed. He'll teleport out. Now one-on-one with Tuna. He gets it. Virgie with a nice kill on Tuna. Meanwhile, Electrocute spots out Sydney. The kill for the Trojans. Wow. Trojans making it happen.
Let's see now.
They'll pick up a round.
That'll work. Right there.
And this defensive comp continues to be a problem. We had a feeling that defense was going to be hard, and Split apparently has the reputation for being defensive sided, according to the chat. Trojans loaded up on the opposite side, however. They were expecting another push. But it's Electrocute who's left alone to deal with this. Now with the information that SAIT is mostly free, Kentucky team is going to start working their way through. On a collision course is Say Less with Cody.
Spike planted.
Nice kill from Say Less. Shots being fired the other way. Meliodas, he's first on the site. Has no idea how close Big Mac is, but Say Less does. Kudo gets caught out with the flash open, and it's another Trojan round, so they'll retake it. Nice site retake for the Trojans. They basically left it open-ended, and they were able to retake with next to no issues. And what a game this is shaping up to be. And per the Twitch chat, I am finding other things to talk about. We'll instead check in on the economy of things. A little concerned about Tuna, who's forced to buy the Stinger. Once again, bit of a species mismatch on that one. I'm going to assume that's what all the fans were reacting to, is my excellent joke about Tuna and Stingers. But I'm going to tell myself. Say less, some information gained, as they know that there is a presence through mid. What kind of presence remains to be seen for the team, but not for you at home. You know exactly what's popping off. Brazilian Baddie picks up a couple shots. Electrocute is in close, and I'm not sure Big Mac realizes just how close. Brazilian Baddie turns. Able to land shots. Accidentally hits the jump, potentially. Some shots landed from Meliodas. We're going to stay on with Electrocute, who gets popped out. Say less. Comes through Meliodas with another kill. Now it's Sydney popping through on the other side. Virgie gets taken out. Say less is going to hold this. Say less forced to give it up. Lands the headshot clutch. Say less.
Team Ace.
Oh,
Unscathed.
he's got the clutch bone. And he is cracked.
Anything can stop.
There's no doubt about it.
Remember,
Say less, feeling good. And it's another Trojans victory on this defensive-sided map. And Kentucky, so far, have only converted on the bonus. And they are going to have to save on this round again. So a chance for the Trojans to crawl a little further back. Birdie's going to hang out here. You saw that teleporter is going to unfortunately be destroyed by the rocket use. You can see Tuna and Future President heading towards the opposite site. Meanwhile, some more Trojans seem to be trying to head their way towards this A site. Cody and company able to take that out. Meanwhile, Tuna and Future President have happened upon mid and this giant sage wall, which they have to make a bunch of noise to get rid of. Or maybe they'll wait it out. Spike is going to make its way towards mid as well, and the Trojans are all loaded up on this side of the map. They're going to start heading the other way, and seems to be a full stall tactic as they're just going to hang out through mid, and they may have the advantage on Brazilian Baddie. Flashbang lands for Brazilian Baddie.
30 seconds left.
Brazilian Baddie and Say Less could be in some trouble here. They had to move back. Now teams are going to pick a site. Heaven claimed for this Kentucky team. Virgie seems to be in good position. He will be. Tries to land another shot. He'll find a second kill. Electrocute's there to help. Falls through with another. Electrocute with the double now. Brazilian Baddie and Say Less both flashed. They'll recover. They move forward. Time expires. And the final kill landed for Say Less. Twitch chat absolutely popping off. And the Trojans are going to look to take defensive positions throughout the map, and it looks to be a B-side approach for this team. And Electrocute could be in dangerous position if they decide to flood this backside of the map.
Blocking vision.
Going to be caught out by the dog first, it looks like.
Pulling them in.
They'll be spotted on. Electrocute takes damage from about 4 players. Oh my goodness. Virgie comes through.
Grenade is live.
He's in the lower half, so he'll be the first person to run into Future President, I believe. Meliodas, stuck at the top of site. Drone used, no info gained. Meliodas tries to land a shot and misses. Have another opportunity to land, and they will! Ooh, nice crosshair placement. Meliodas follows through with a second op kill. And the free elo stick doing its job. Ooh, shots landed from the other side. Big Mac lands the shots through the air, and now both players wounded and hurt, and player lands right in front of Virgie, and putting their stick in the mud is Kentucky.
Match point.
And it looks to be like the consensus seems to be a Meliodas chat. And so we'll see what we can do to grab him in the post game. As long as the athletes are feeling up to it, I don't see a problem with pulling Meliodas. Trojans taking up defensive positioning. Brazilian Baddie and Electrocute are going to be the first ones on. Electrocute in a little bit deep. Their location may have been spotted out. Fusion President lands the shots that they needed to there. Nice turn and burn for Electrocute. Excellent kill on Big Mac. This could be massive. Tuna spots out the Electrocute, and that's what I was saying. How dangerous those abilities can be to use sometimes. Oh, an op shot missed. Virgie and Meliodas. Flashbang hit, and Meliodas taken out in an unfortunate position. Now Cody's going to try and use the ultimate. Oh, just dodging the ultimate was Virgie. Excellent work. Got to try and find Cody. He'll find some shots to the shoulder instead. Tuna gets taken out. Now, with the health advantage, here's Cody, and it's the game-winning kill for the Kentucky team. And your Trojans, as hard as they fought, weren't able to deal with the surging Kentuckies. So we're going to step aside, give you a good look at the lobby. And we're going to step aside and gather our thoughts and our team for this little post game. I want to thank you all for the time that you spent with me over these past few hours, plus the time spent, hanging out with me in chat, and time spent over the last month while I take over these esports for my practicum. And we're going to step aside for just one moment, and I will get this interview set and sorted. One moment. All right, it's kind of a good news, bad news situation. I wanted to pop in to say the team decided to take off, which is fine. Sometimes the post games don't happen on the losses, which is a-okay, not a problem. Gives me an opportunity to finish a couple of my thoughts. Just saying, thank you for anybody that caught any of the streams over the last month. I had such an amazing time connecting with the teams. I hope they hear this. I know that people don't normally listen to the stream this late, but getting to know each of the individual teams and getting to sit in on some of the dynamics and even getting to, mess around like pregame with a lot of the teams was such an amazing experience. And, honestly, guys, if I could do this as a full-time job and just, do esports streams all the time, I would. I really would. But real life has other plans for me. We're going to try and do as many of these streams as we can going forward, as we don't have a practicum student waiting in the wings to kind of take this back over. But we want to get as many done for you as possible. And we wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't people watching. None of my bosses would have ever cared if there wasn't you fans cheering on your friends, your kids, your grandkids. And each individual interaction I had with a chatter was absolutely fantastic. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the Trojans faculty that may be watching. It's through your support that I was able to put forward such an amazing product. And I was so happy for the opportunity to give these, truly these athletes a platform. And I want to remind you, those at home, not only are these top level gamers, but these are students. These are students that are pushing their way through difficult programs, workload heavy programs, and they show up every week to provide entertainment for me and for you. And I think we should all be grateful for that. So if you're watching at home, thank you so much. If you're watching out and about, make sure you get home safe given the crazy weather out there. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support. Okay, have a beautiful evening, and we will talk to you guys soon.